Hey guys, what is up? It's Legion of Gaming here, and we are back today with another episode of our Mass Effect Legendary Edition playthrough on Insanity difficulty. In the last episode, we finished up a little bit of side content that we had left on the Citadel with the random encounters, as well as getting the Normandy back under our control after the Council went and locked us out of it with a little bit of help from Anderson. If you didn't see that, make sure you go back and watch that before you keep on watching this one. But in this episode, we are going to be investigating the dead colony that is in the Metano system, which is our last bit of side content before we go and do Ilos. So I already went ahead and did the exploring on this one, which was an escape pod over here and a Prothean pyramid, which gave you a Prothean data drive, as well as some randomized loot. I also went ahead and sold all of our extra items that we had in the last episode, and went ahead and, optimized a little bit of the gear layout for some of our squad mates. We also found a level 10 medical exoskeleton, so that was an upgrade to our 9 that we had, so we have even more health regeneration and cooldown and power reduction. So our mission here is to investigate these 3 structures. This one is a science facility, and these 2 are just civilian structures. So let's see what's going on here. So we got husks here, which is never a good sign.
Goddess have mercy. The entire colony must have been transformed.
So we'll take out these guys and get on into the building. Get ourselves back on the sniper rifle here.
Finally, some action.
So as you can see now, we 2-shot things with our new sniper rifle as far as husks go. Even easier. And then also we went ahead and gave our old weapons to our fellow squad mates here. So I believe I gave Garrus the assault rifle. Those Mark 10 because remember, you can get a second set over there from the Spectre Merchant on the Citadel, whereas I believe you can only get the 1 set from the requisitions officer on your ship. So we'll always make sure that you get as much of that as possible, so that way it's just easier for you. With Predator M armor, interesting. Let's see what that one is. Okay. So it has some extra tech and biotic protection, as well as some extra shields. So we got 486 and then 42 instead of 28. So for that, you're giving up 30 there. So I'd say that can be semi worth it. We'll give it a shot on this mission real quick and see how we like it. Because I'm just trying to think. I feel like I would rather have the damage protection as opposed to the shields and the tech and biotic protection, but I can see. Let's see. Yeah, so we have, let's do 20% to damage protection, so 20% of that. So it's still only gonna be like 5, unfortunately. Let's see if there's anything better here. Shields. I'm pretty sure that that's the best thing that we got there. Yeah. So, oh no, like I said, we'll feel it out and see how it goes. If if I end up not liking it, I will just go and put our Colossus armor back on. Now that Predator X armor is going to be something that we can probably give to Ashley. But we're not really going to be using her. So I'm not too worried about it, so we'll sell it if I end up being able to get another set of those spectral weapons, which even after we bought it, in case you guys didn't notice, we're right back to max money after I sold stuff. So, like I said, if you do all your side content, you get a absolutely ridiculous amount of money. And if you want, you don't even have to buy that first set of spectral weapons. You can just save it all the way up and just go with whatever weapons that the game decides to drop for you. We're gonna get out of here and into the other building that we need to investigate before we go into the science building. So we'll go over there. Looks like we have a mineral deposit here, so we'll go ahead and I'll grab it since it's an easy one over here. Well, I say easy, but looks like we're gonna get stuck here. So we'll just go around right here and be able to do a bit of a little loop around, and that's fine. This one's not one that's very crazy up. It's right there on the little cut-in right here. Get this. Almost made it. So we got ourselves another 300 experience for doing that. Up there, I don't know if you guys just saw that off in the distance, that is going to be the science structure that we go to investigate once we hit this last little building up. Over here. So no husks on the outside of this one. But we'll see what's going on the inside, because we can see the spikes over there.
Hostile contact.
And so then, you know, we'll just leave that to be out there. As you can see, the husks will kind of just wander around a little bit aimlessly. So if you want, you can stay out here. They don't all really rush at you at once in this instance. But I would just be careful because, you know, they are gonna all get on top of you at the same time and deal some damage if you're just not paying any attention. So, you know, it's the only thing you really gotta worry about there. last guy. So if you needed to use any metagel in there, you can go ahead and replenish it from there. Got a crate over here. Then the rest of the loot should be up top there. Now you will notice that we can't get into any of that stuff or any of the rooms. That's why we're not going in there, because the panels aren't working. We'll go ahead and just grab all of these. That Savant amp will be very useful for Liara here. So you have the Prodigy, but the best one is the Savant. So it's really the Savant and the Polaris that are the two best amps in terms of biotics and the balance of giving you everything. There we are. Just a couple little extra items here in case you're still needing some loot, or in case you know you're doing this a little out of order and you're doing Pharaohs first and stuff like that. It can be pretty useful for you to be getting loot out of these. And now that we have cleared this out, we are going to move on to the science building and hopefully figure out just what the heck exactly is going on here at this colony. Because if you remember, this is actually like an exogeny colony where they were trying to go and start something up like Pharaohs, right? Where they're trying to colonize a new world and hopefully make it out to be like Eden Prime and Terra Nova, which are the two most successful, basically, colonies that we know about. More husks. Get that one. That one. And that one. There we go. Into the belly of the beast we go again. Maybe we got some Cerberus commandos in here waiting for us, so it might be in for a fight. So we're gonna take it a little bit slower coming in here. Okay, well, nope, it's husks. So with that being said, just gonna continue to do what we did before and just take it one at a time. So we're gonna go ahead and do overload there, and sabotage, and singularity. Gonna go ahead and use our overload, the R's warp, and Garrus' sabotage there.
Countermeasure deployed.
By the way, in case you didn't notice all that shooting from them, that is why I don't give any of the AI-controlled squad mates sniper rifles, because you saw they shot the containers the entire time. Don't believe that there is any loot in this one. It should just all be back here in these back rooms. So again, over there, this time they gave us a plot point, unlike with the last little assignment we had. There is nothing in here. So it looks like we just got a little bit more loot. A few more upgrades in case, you know, you're still looking for those couple of weapons upgrades for your squad mates, or if you're just trying to, deck everybody out with good gear instead of just kind of specializing the way that I do, where I just pick which ones complement my character's abilities the best and just roll with them. Alright, let's grab this. Colonial Pioneer team really consists of more than a few dozen specialists. It's clear that none of them have survived. The Cerberus group has a lot to answer for here. Let's just download their logs there, and that is it for this assignment. So it is time for us to go ahead and get on back to the Normandy and get over to Ilos. So journal, there we go. And then again, here is the resources. But alright, so that is going to be the last side quest that we are doing here. Like I said, it is time for us to go ahead and get to Ilos. If you want to go ahead and, like I was saying in the last episode, go back to Novaria or Pharos or anywhere else and wrap up any other side stuff that you had, go ahead and do it now, because you will not be able to go anywhere once you go to Ilos here like we are. And this is something that kind of sticks through all the Mass Effect games, where you have your final mission, and once you start your final mission, they're kind of like, hey, you can't go and be doing anything else here. And so you can go and scout the system and everything like that, but once you hit land, you're committed. So let's go ahead and get this mission started.
Shepard, may I speak with you? There is something I must tell you, in case we fail.
It'll be okay.
We're not going to fail.
Please, I am not looking for comfort. Saren might already have the conduit. It is time to be completely honest with each other. These could be our last moments together. Our last chance to show each other how we feel. I want this to be special.
We don't have to do this. Not unless you're sure.
I have never been more sure of anything in my life. Will you join with me, Shepard? Let our bodies and minds unite.
And just like all the other final missions, you jump out of your Mass Effect relay, and things get kicked off with a cutscene.
Commander? We've got company.
You
Have
don't
the sensors
say.
picked us up yet?
Stealth systems are engaged. Unless we get close enough for a visual, they won't have any idea we're here.
Picking up some strange readings from the planet's surface.
Take us down, Joker. Lock in on the coordinates.
Negative on that, Commander. The nearest landing zone's 2 clicks away.
We'll never make it in time on foot. Get us something closer.
There is nowhere closer. I've looked.
Drop us in the Mako.
You need at least 100 meters of open terrain to pull off a drop like that. The most I can find near Saren is 20.
20 meters? No way we can make a drop in there.
We have to try.
Find another landing zone!
There is no other landing zone!
The descent angle's too steep.
It's our only option.
It's not an option, it's a suicide run. We don't...
I can do it.
Joker,
I can do it.
gear up and head down to the Mako. Joker, drop us right on top of that bastard.
So, if you want to, for like role-playing aspects, you know, you could go ahead and bring Ashley along so that she can like get revenge on Saren and things like that. So like you could do Ashley, Liara. I like to do Liara Garrus personally just because it's the best layout for the most part. The only other person I would consider bringing is Tally, but whoever you select for this mission is who you have for the rest of the game basically. So just make sure that you are happy going into whatever you're going to have to face with whoever you select. That's why I do Liara and Garrus, so that way you have that balanced composition that we've had where we can just go and take on whatever we need to. Because if you take Tally with you, you're pretty like tech heavy, so the only biotics you would have is, you know, your own character. If you took the singularity ability like I did, is like your extra squad power, which you would only have if you've already beaten the game. Hey guys, mind if we join the party here?
You two, keep moving. Inside, now.
We have to get inside this bunker before Saren finds the conduit. There is no way we're getting past that door with brute force.
Saren found a way to open it. There must be some kind of security override somewhere in this complex.
We will have to find some way to get it up and running again.
Alright, so let's make sure we got everything set up. We got guys coming in over here. Let's let them knock down their own shield there. And we got one more hiding up there. Now you know we can obviously just use assassinate there if we're ever feeling like we're under any real threat. And then you can just stand right here if you want and let them keep shooting at that. And then there will be an armature out here somewhere, I believe. Yep, over there. Two of them, actually. Alright, so just like when we had to fight one before, just make sure that you're staying behind cover because this Joker will one-shot you if you are not paying attention. And then, you know, just use your assassinate there. It's like, see, as long as you're over there. Like, see, it literally one-shots anybody. And so then we can just go and sabotage both of them. Put Garrus back on his assault rifle since for some reason he took out his pistol, which wouldn't really want him on his pistol right now. And then as you can see, it's very easy. As long as you just stay on this little corner right here, it's not really going to be able to do anything. And that's number 1,000 experience in the bank. Now you do want to be careful, because if you step out too far from past that, use assassination again. And he should be about to go down. Yep, there we go. Boom, boom. And then you can go ahead and get on into here. Then you can go down either that side or this side. It'll kind of take you to the same area regardless. And you know, if you want, you can go ahead and Unity Liara to bring her back up. But she'll come back in a second anyways. Once you get, you know, out of combat and stuff. So see, there you go. And she'll just come catch up to us here in a minute. Boom. And then you can go ahead and hack on into this. Might have missed my shot to do this one, but it's okay. We got like 800 on Magell anyways. Not even close, guys. Not even close. And then remember, whenever you're jammed like that, that basically tells you, hey, there's sappers or snipers somewhere. Wait for them to be landing in the spot that you decide you want to be watching for them at. And then it's nice and easy. You still got one more somewhere. Oh, there he is. And now you are good to go. Get into your easy locked crate here. Have a Nexus on tool. I don't believe that those are good, but I will check it out in a second here. Nothing else to do over here. So then, like I said, this is the other side. So if you go down this side, then you start off fighting all that. So if you want, you can go that way. Personally, do not recommend it if you're playing on higher difficulties for the first time. It can be a wee bit difficult. And then this is where we're gonna be going down, but as you can see, that's not lit up, so that tells you, hey, you still haven't done what you need to do. What you want to do is come over this way. And continue on down the path. You can again cut through that way if you want and kind of take a shortcut over to that side, but I find it's just easier to go this way. It's kind of the way that they intended for you to go, but it's not gonna hurt you or anything if you go the other way. poke our heads around this corner. And there you go. Little juggernaut there. And then that's where we're headed, is over into that other area. But first let's get this little crate over here. And again, same thing, you can try to hop over that if you so desire. You can go up here. I think that you can get that crate. Let's check. Yep, sure enough. And as you can see, gotta go back down. It's the only thing I don't like about that little part there, is kind of wish they would just let you walk off the edge and not sit through this part of things, but now you just come on up here and do your next little bit. Gonna be similar to before, where it's just a bunch of sappers jumping around. So, same tactics that we've been using. Just, you know, pick your spot that you're gonna watch for them at. Because this is a very open area, so obviously you don't want to just be running around out here getting pop shotted everywhere. And you can also just do what I did and just stand here and let them shoot them, because that's the one thing that they are good at, is just laying down a lot of fire. And so then since they keep jumping across it and we gave them those toxic rounds like we're using, it just makes them eventually deal enough damage that these guys just keel over.
This place still has power. It must be running off its own generator.
This must be the command center for the entire complex. Saren's troops must have sealed the doors from here after he went inside. We will have to figure out how to disengage the security lockdown if we ever want to get inside that bunker.
So now, I will say that this fight here can get a little bit hairy. So you really want to make sure that you're being careful. There will be a Geth Prime out here in the middle. And just as always, you can always go and follow their little trails there to kind of see where they're shooting from. You can see that somebody's back there. We can't really get a good angle on it from right here, so we're gonna move on up. Then you can also just step right here and just pick him off. Use assassination. Boom. Alright, and so then you'll have a few armature stations that you can go and hack, just like we did before. But you know, if you have enough Omnigel, you can just bypass all of them anyways. And you can just use those guys to help you out. boom. And I think there's 2 more over here. Mostly just doing this for the experience, not because we really need their help or anything like that. There we go. And so then just come on up here.
Come, Saren already has a head start. We have to go find him before he reaches the conduit.
Unless he's already found it, then we're just walking into a trap.
That is a chance we will have to take.
Hold on. Something's happening.
Too late. Unable to... Invading fleets. No escape.
Sounds like some kind of message, but I don't recognize the language.
It is probably in Prothean. This recording must be 50,000 years old. No wonder we cannot understand it.
And so this is where that cipher comes in that we got in all the messages from the Prothean beacons, is now we can actually understand what the Protheans are saying.
The message is all broken up, but I recognize some of the words. It's a warning against the Reaper invasion.
Of course. Between the beacons and the cipher, an understanding of the Prothean language would have been transferred into your mind.
Not safe. Seek refuge. Inside the archives.
What's it saying? Can you make out anything useful?
Fought Reapers. The Citadel. Overwhelmed. Only hope.
Act of desperation. The conduit. All is lost.
It's not clear.
It said something about the conduit, but it's too degraded to help. We should go.
Cannot be stopped.
And as you can see, another 2K experience for that. Got ourselves another little case over here that I missed when we were walking past. So we'll go ahead and get that. Just missed that one. Yeah. Oh well. Override. And so now you just gonna go. Oh wait, I'm pretty sure I'm going the wrong way. I'm gonna go right here. And this will take us on back up to that elevator there that we couldn't use before, because now we just overrode that lockdown and the door will be opened. And just jogging on back over here for our final Mako section of the game.
Good idea. Firepower will.
I like how they put that dialogue in there as if the game actually gives you a choice
I
to
have
not
spent my
take
life studying the Protheans,
the Mako.
but I never dreamed I would discover anything like this. This bunker might have been the last refuge of their entire species. Just imagine what mysteries it might hold. Imagine what secrets it might reveal.
Hey, try to remember why we're here. Saren, the conduit, fate of the entire known galaxy.
I am sorry.
What are all those things on the wall? Some kind of containers?
They look like stasis pods. The Protheans probably tried to keep themselves alive through cryogenic freezing. Something must have gone wrong. This bunker became their tomb. The pods are dead as well as anyone inside.
All of them? There must be hundreds of those pods. What was Saren expecting to find here? There's nothing left but corpses.
And so this is kind of how that this section is gonna go, is you're gonna be over here trying to spot out little Geth ambushes, basically.
What is happening?
It's a trap. Saren must have set an ambush.
I do not think Saren is behind this.
So let's go on over here and see what exactly is going on with this.
I have studied the Protheans for decades, but I have never felt this sense of foreboding. What will we find down there?
Whatever it is, we should be careful.
So we have another, what appears to be security hologram or VI called Vigil. So once we finish our conversation here, that's probably going to be where we wrap this episode on.
You are not Prothean, but you are not machine either. This eventuality was one of many that was anticipated. This is why we sent our warning through the beacons.
Looks like some kind of VI program. Pretty badly damaged.
I do not sense the taint of indoctrination upon any of you. Unlike the other that passed recently, perhaps there is still hope.
This is incredible. An actual Prothean VI, and I can understand it.
I have been monitoring your communications since you arrived at this facility. I have translated my output into a format you will comprehend. My name is Vigil. You are safe here for the moment, but that is likely to change. Soon, nowhere will be safe.
What are you?
Are you some kind of artificial intelligence program?
I am an advanced non-organic analysis system, with personality imprints from Kesad Aishan, Chief Overseer of the Ilos Research Facility.
And so this really is your opportunity to go and get your, biggest deep dive into the backstory of the Protheans in Mass Effect 1. If you're not interested, you can always just stick to the right side of the dialogue box here and not do any of the investigative stuff, and it'll get you through it pretty quick. But we're gonna go through everything here.
Why did you bring me here?
You must break a cycle that has continued for millions of years. But to stop it, you must understand, or you will make the same mistakes we did. The Citadel is the heart of your civilization and the seat of government, as it was with us, and as it has been with every civilization that came before us. But the Citadel is a trap. The station is actually an enormous mass relay, one that links to dark space, the empty void beyond the galaxy's horizon. When the Citadel relay is activated, the Reapers will pour through, and all you know will be destroyed.
And that is basically the final plot twist there that they were saving for you for the whole end of the game, is that the Citadel is actually one big trap. Reapers in dark space.
How do the Reapers survive out in dark space?
We have only theories. The researchers here came to believe the Reapers enter prolonged states of inactivity to conserve energy. This allows them to survive the thousands and thousands of years it takes for organic civilization to rebuild itself. But in this state, they are vulnerable. By retreating beyond the edges of the galaxy, they ensure no one will accidentally discover them. They keep their existence hidden until the Citadel relay is activated.
So can you imagine you're just some poor intergalactic explorer and you're like, I'm gonna jump out past anything that's ever been met before, and then literally never heard from again because you stumble upon the Reapers and wake them up. The Citadel as a relay?
How come nobody ever noticed the Citadel was an inactive mass relay?
The Reapers are careful to keep the greatest secrets of the Citadel hidden. That is why they created a species of seemingly benign organic caretakers. The Keepers maintain the station's most basic functions. They enable any species that discovers the Citadel to use it without fully understanding the technology. Reliance on the Keepers ensures no other species will ever discover the Citadel's true nature. Not until the relay is activated and the Reapers invade.
And so if you think about that, it's really a whole interesting little tangent of plot there where, you know, the Keepers, are they indoctrinated? Like, are they genetically engineered? You know, because they kind of hint there that it was created by the Reapers, right? The Keepers were. But how do they ensure that they always, you know, are carrying out their bidding, right? Because we see that indoctrination has its effects, right? Over time, if you continue to be indoctrinated, you can't function, talk, do anything like that, right? But the Keepers go and make repairs and keep the Citadel running, so obviously they're not indoctrinated. So it's just kind of an interesting little thing to think about. We won't stand a chance if we get caught in this surprise attack.
The Reapers can wipe out the Council and the entire Citadel fleet in a single surprise attack.
That was our fate. Our leaders were dead before we even realized we were under attack. The Reapers seized control of the Citadel, and through it, the mass relays. Communication and transportation across our empire were crippled. Each star system was isolated, cut off from the others. Easy prey for the Reaper fleets. Over the next decades, the Reapers systematically obliterated our people. World by world, system by system, they methodically wiped us out.
You didn't surrender?
The war was lost. If you had surrendered, they might have let you live.
No offer of surrender was ever given. Our enemy had a single goal: the extinction of all advanced organic life. Through the Citadel, the Reapers had access to all our records, maps, census data. Information is power, and they knew everything about us. Their fleets advanced across every settled region of the galaxy. Some worlds were utterly destroyed. Others were conquered, their populations enslaved. These indoctrinated servants became sleeper agents under Reaper control. Taken in as refugees by other Protheans, they betrayed them to the machines. Within a few centuries, the Reapers had killed or enslaved every Prothean in the galaxy. They were relentless, brutal, and absolutely thorough.
Why did the Reapers leave?
I don't understand. Where did the Reapers go after they conquered your people?
Our worlds were stripped bare, harvested by the indoctrinated slaves. Everything of value, all resources, all technology was taken. Certain that all advanced organic life had been extinguished, the Reapers retreated back through the Citadel relay into dark space, sealing it behind them. All evidence of the Reaper invasion had been wiped away. Only their indoctrinated slaves were left behind, abandoned. Mindless husks, no longer capable of independent thought, the indoctrinated soon starved or died of exposure. The genocide of the Protheans was complete.
Why do they do this?
What do the Reapers get out of this? Why do they keep repeating this pattern of genocide over and over?
The Reapers are alien, unknowable. Perhaps they need slaves or resources. More likely they are driven by motives and goals organic beings cannot hope to comprehend. In the end, what does it matter? Your survival depends on stopping them, not in understanding them.
How can I stop them?
You said you brought me here for a reason. Tell me what I need to do.
The conduit is the key. Before the Reapers attacked, we Protheans were on the cusp of unlocking the mysteries behind mass relay technology. Ilos was a top-secret facility. Here, researchers worked to create a small-scale version of a mass relay, one that linked directly to the Citadel, the hub of the relay network.
The conduit is not a weapon. It is a backdoor onto the Citadel.
They didn't find you?
How did you manage to stay hidden?
All official records of our project were destroyed in the initial attack on the Citadel. While the Prothean Empire came crashing down, Ilos was spared. We severed all communication with the outside, and our facility went dark. the personnel retreated underground into these archives. To conserve resources, everyone was put into cryogenic stasis. I was programmed to monitor the facility and wake the staff when the danger had passed. But the genocide of an entire species is a long, slow process. Years passed, decades, centuries. The Reapers persisted, and my energy reserves were dwindling.
So you just hid?
You should have fought.
We were a few hundred against a galactic invasion fleet. Our only hope was to remain undetected. I began to disable the life support of non-essential personnel. First support staff, then security. One by one, their pods were shut down to conserve energy. Eventually, only the stasis pods of the top scientists remained active. Even these were in danger of failing when the Reapers finally retreated back through the Citadel relay.
There were hundreds of stasis pods out there. You just shut them down? You killed them?
That's monstrous.
You were programmed to protect them, not kill them.
This outcome was not completely unforeseen. My actions were a result of contingency programming entered on my creation.
I bet they didn't tell the non-essential staff about this contingency.
I saved key personnel. When the Reapers retreated, the top researchers were still alive. My actions are the only reason any hope remains. When the researchers woke, they realized the Prothean species was doomed. There were only a dozen individuals left, far too few to sustain a viable population. Yet they vowed to find some way to stop the Reapers from returning, a way to break the cycle forever, and they knew the Keepers were the key.
What about the conduit?
I still don't understand what's going on here. Why is Saren trying to find the conduit?
The conduit gives him access to the Citadel and the Keepers. The Keepers are controlled by the Citadel. Before each invasion, a signal is sent through the station compelling the Keepers to activate the Citadel relay. After decades of feverish study, the scientists discovered a way to alter this signal. Using the conduit, they gained access to the Citadel and made the modifications. This time, when Sovereign sent the signal to the Citadel, the Keepers ignored it. The Reapers are trapped in dark space.
How can they come back?
Saren must have some plan to undo everything you did.
The one you call Saren will use the conduit to bypass the Citadel's defenses. Once inside, he will transfer control of the station to Sovereign. Sovereign will override the Citadel systems and manually open the relay, and the cycle of extinction will begin again.
Can you help me?
Is there any way we can stop them?
There's a data file in my console. Take a copy when you go. When you reach the Citadel's master control unit, upload it to the station. It will corrupt the Citadel's security protocols and give you temporary control of the station. It might give you a chance against Sovereign.
Wait, where's the Citadel's master control unit? I've never heard of anything like that.
Through the conduit, follow Saren. He will lead you to your destination.
So you can go and ask about these things, but it's just gonna go and tell you basically the same things that they were saying before, but we're gonna go ahead and ask about Sovereign and the beacons, because obviously he's not gonna have anything else to say about the Keepers or the Prothean scientists.
What about the beacon on Eden Prime? And the one on Vermeer? What were they for?
At our apex, the beacons spanned the breadth of our empire. We used them as a single galaxy-wide network to transmit data and communications rapidly from world to world. Virtually all the beacons were destroyed during the invasion, but once the Reapers were gone, the survivors here on Ilos decided to risk sending out a message. We knew it was unlikely there were other survivors, but if there were, we wanted them to know about Ilos. We wanted to give them hope, so a message was sent across the network.
Quite the risk.
You could have exposed yourself to the Reapers.
In truth, we didn't expect any of the beacons would still function, but we had to try. If there were survivors, we had to reach them. The message was meant for our own people. It was coded so only organic beings could interpret it. We still didn't understand the power of Reaper indoctrination. We never realized it could lead an agent of the machines, like Saren, to this world. But it has also led you here. So perhaps we did not fail after all.
And tell us more about Sovereign.
If the Reapers are trapped in dark space, how did Sovereign get here?
It is logical to assume the Reapers would leave one of their own behind after each extinction, a sentinel to pave the way for their inevitable return. Like those in dark space, Sovereign probably spent most of the last 50,000 years in a state of hibernation. Periodically, it would wake to analyze the situation. Keeping its existence hidden, it would evaluate the state of galactic civilization. And when the time was right, it would signal the Citadel and usher in the next Reaper invasion. But this time the signal failed. The Keepers did not respond. Sovereign's allies were trapped in the void. Alone, it was forced to try and discover what had gone wrong.
They could just attack.
Sovereign's the largest ship in the galaxy. Why all this secrecy? Why not just attack the Citadel?
Sovereign is not invincible. Revealing its true nature would have united the forces of every organic species against it. Even a Reaper couldn't survive such odds. But the Reapers are patient. They will not rush into the unknown. Sovereign could have been planning this for centuries, moving deliberately, gathering allies. Slowly, it has assembled the pieces of the puzzle, working through agents to keep itself hidden. Saren is the most visible pawn of the Reapers, but I doubt he was the first. Now Sovereign has grown bold. Whether from confidence or desperation, I cannot say. But it is determined to reopen the portal to dark space.
Let's see if this has anything. I'm pretty sure it's just the same stuff here.
So when the Reapers created the Citadel, they created the Keepers as well?
A more likely scenario is that the Keepers were one of the early harvested civilizations. Perhaps the very first. Perhaps they responded well to indoctrination, or the Reapers simply bred them to be obedient. In any case, they were left behind to operate and maintain the Citadel. But the Keepers are no longer directly controlled by Sovereign or its ilk. They evolved so that they only respond to the signals emitted by the Citadel itself. When the Protheans altered the Citadel's signals, they broke Sovereign's hold over the Keepers. Now, they are completely harmless.
That explains the Geth.
Sovereign must have realized that organic races were difficult to control.
A likely hypothesis. The Keepers evolved in an unanticipated direction. Non-organic servants like the Geth would be more predictable.
And tell us some more about the scientists.
What happened to the survivors from the Conduit project?
They used the conduit to gain access to the Citadel, but the conduit is only a prototype. The portal only links in one direction, so they were trapped on the station. I do not know what became of them then. It is unlikely they found any food or water on the station. I fear they suffered a slow, grim death. I only know they succeeded in their mission to seal the relay. Your presence here proves their sacrifice was not in vain.
Well, let's move.
Saren's got enough of a head start. Grab that data file and let's go.
Shepard, are you sure? Who knows how much longer Vigil will be here? Even now the projection is weak. This might be our only chance to speak with it, our only link to the knowledge of the Protheans. It is the opportunity of a lifetime.
And that's kind of just the like, hey, hold on, there's a really big lore stuff here in case you just like rushed the conversation and we're trying to leave. So you can just hit you're right and then just leave afterwards.
It might know something useful.
I will provide whatever information I can. My data banks, however, are limited to information directly related to stopping the Reaper invasion.
Time to go.
I've got the file. Come on.
The one you call Saren has not reached the conduit. Not yet. There is still hope if you hurry.
Well, alright guys, this is a good little stopping point in the middle of this mission for the episode, so as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.